President Chartrand, thanks for joining us. As we've been hearing, there's a lot of concerns being raised about the planned Indigenous Rights Framework. What is it about the framework that is good for the Métis?
Well, we've been waiting over 140-something years for this day to come where governments will come into a realization that Métis Indigenous institutions like ours are governments. And it's very clear they got to treat us in a fashion as governments. Right now, there's still this mindset that we're organizations or bands or just administration or institutions. I think we're heading a new pathway where there's going to be a clear understanding that we are governments, equal and no lesser than provinces, and that we got to be treated in that form or fashion. It's something that, you know, as I said in many of my speeches, I travel all over the world and I stop at many churches in the world. And I've always prayed for a leader one day to come that will recognize a time where the Métis Nation will be treated with equality and definitely constitutional respect. And the day has finally come where we have a Prime Minister that's spending a lot of political capital on Indigenous issues. And I think it's something we can't ignore. We can't let this go by us.
The federal government's hoping to pass this legislation before the next election. What's at risk for the Métis if the framework doesn't move ahead before the federal election comes?
Well, it's not only at risk at the Métis, I think it's risk on all Indigenous peoples. And if you look at in leadership, key about leadership is trying to advance your people in the fashions when opportunities come by. You know, if you're going to be a great leader and a leader that's going to be truly making a difference, heart of compromise is always going to be important to understand inside of you. There's no perfect document. You got legal scholars coming out now today criticizing document. You got professors at universities kind of, you know, criticizing document. There is no perfect document. Let's be straight with ourselves here. We have a chance to make a massive change. The Métis Nation sees it strongly. We see that this Prime Minister is sincere. Ask yourselves, anybody that's listening throughout as leaders, ask yourself, when did you ever see a Prime Minister come this far out and spend so much political capital on Indigenous people in this country? We may never see him again. We may never have that chance again. So we look at it from here. You expect Scheer or Singh to come out and give you these opportunities? I do not see it. Clearly, there's a Prime Minister that's keeping his word to Indigenous peoples, and that they're going to be a priority for him, and he's going to make change, and that's going to lasting change. It's going to be for quite a long time. So we're not going to have the perfect document. There's no way that'll find itself that quickly now. But we have a chance to make change. The Métis Nation is not going to miss this chance. And if First Nations and Inuit don't want to advance right now at this point in time, we're willing to move forward with the government. And when they're ready to come in, then they'll come in. But right now, the Métis Nation is gearing itself up, and we're looking forward to legislation that will make it very clear once and for all. We're not a special interest group, we're not an organization, we're not just an advocacy institution. We're a government that represents our people and protects its rights, and we have a special place in the Constitution and Confederation in this country, and we're going to protect that with everything we have politically, and we will support this Prime Minister where he's going, because I've never seen one, and I've been president for 22 years. I've never seen a leader before or during my time that's ever spent so much political capital in trying to ensure that Indigenous people find a rightful place in Confederation.
President Chartrand, we're going to have to leave it there, but appreciate you sharing your thoughts on this with us.
Thank you very much, Dennis.